Welcome to Bodyweight Bootcamp, everybody. Can you believe this is our last week of summer games? I swear it flew by. My goodness. Mondays, every time I always stumble on my words. It's a case of the Mondays. So today we are going to be swimming together. Obviously, we're not going to be swimming from our living rooms, but we are going to mimic the muscles and the movements that we would make swimming. It's triathlon week. I don't know if any of you have actually watched the Olympics or the triathlon portion of the Olympics. While I'm talking, go ahead and march in place. Let's just get warmed up. But as soon as they finish, they all collapse to the floor immediately. So doesn't make it exactly tempting to want to do or compete in a triathlon, but we're going to train anyway. We're going to train so we don't collapse to the floor. I've watched a few sports, and I think if I were to pick one new sport that I've never watched before, and correct me with my pronunciation, but equestrian, it's where the horses kind of prance around. I think it's hilarious, actually. I love to dance, so watching the horses, it's almost like they're dancing. If you want to pick up the intensity, you can jog in place. Today, we don't have very much intense exercises. There is one exercise that if you want to increase the exercise or intensity, you can get a weight. I have a 20-pound kettlebell, which is probably on the heavier side for this specific exercise. You can use a water bottle. You don't really need any weight for this exercise, but according to the PDF or the example, it does use some weight. So an option, but that's only one of the exercises. So if you don't have any weight, don't worry too much about it. We're going to make it work. So if you know me, I don't always follow the warm-up sheet. We start with the warm-up sheet. We're going to march in place. We're going to add some shoulders, lateral movement with the steps. I hope you all had a great weekend. My camera's a little more towards the floor because a lot of our movements are on the floor today. So I have my mat set up. If you have a mat and you want to use it, make sure you have that handy. I'm going to do a few full jumping jacks if you'd like to do the same. So because our first exercise that's on our sheet is still kind of a warm-up, I'm going to have us do one hip mobility drill, one more before we go into our actual workout. So the first one, if I'm not mistaken, you did with Hannah for, I want to say it was the tennis week. We're going to go into that lunge with the rotation. Really good way to warm up, get the hips ready. But also, you can feel the burn because you're holding the lunge. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do each exercise 45 seconds with a 15-second rest. For this one in particular, we're going to have to start with one leg. 15 seconds, that rest period is also going to be your transition period over to the other side. So typically with these exercises, it says 2 to 3 rounds. So what I'm going to do is 2 rounds for our more mobile, like this first one is going to be kind of like our warm up. But for the exercise, the difficult ones, which I believe is going to be everything following, is going to be 3 rounds through. Don't worry if you don't have to remember any of that. I will guide you through it. That's just so you have an idea of what I'm going to be doing. So let me just get my cheat notes up here. And the first exercise before I start my timer, we're going to be going into a lunge. So if you want to modify this exercise, you can drop to your knee, or if you want to take it a little bit further, you can go on your toe. Like I said, we're going 2 rounds through. So if you want to do the first one on your knee and then the second one from your toe, that's completely fine. If you choose to stay on your toes, I want you to take a peek back. Hips, knee, and heel should all be facing forward. So common things I see here are people want to drop their heel. So we want to keep everything facing forward. You don't have to go yet. I'm just showing you. We're going to raise our arms. So we're facing our front leg. And we're going to cross that elbow over. Ideally, we're going to hit the floor. Maybe not. Maybe you have a yoga block. Maybe you want to get a book or something like that. You don't have to actually touch the floor, but that's the idea. We're adding rotation to this movement. So let's choose the lunge of your choice. I'm going to get my timer ready. 45 seconds, and then we're going to have a 15-second transition to the other side. We're going to go each leg 2 times through. Cool? Let's get ready in 3, 2. I got to get my timer started too, just like you guys. Exercise doesn't count. 1, let's go. Raise it up. Cross that elbow over. Lift it up. So we're not doing it for reps, so you don't have to worry about your speed or anything like that. Maybe you do half of the time from your toes, and then you drop to your knee for that second half. With the hand that's on the floor for support, you want to avoid putting too much weight on that arm. I know you're tempted to want to really press into that arm. Try your best to lift light. We have 10 seconds left. So you can see how you can take this warm up and really make it into a burning exercise. Last one. So this next one, I'm just doing the other side, but I'm going to be facing you just so you have a different angle. You have 15 seconds, so don't need to rush or start right away. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. This is just from a different angle, in case you were wondering. So if you take yoga with me, I like to focus on where we take the breath. So we're inhale as we open and lift through that arm. Exhale as you cross over. You want to just add to this. You can focus on those breaths as well. We're almost done. About 10 seconds left. I don't know about you, but I feel the burn. Last one. You have 15 seconds. We're going back to the first side. So take this rest. Take this transition. So we're only doing 2 of these ones. Every other exercise we're going to be doing 3 times through. But because this is still somewhat of our warm-up, here we go. We're just doing 2 on each side, which means this is your last time for this side. Maybe you were on your knee last time. Challenge yourself. Just lift your toe, even if it's just for a few reps. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you cross. Woo! Legs are on fire. Keep it up, team. We have 10 seconds. Last one. Go ahead and gently release that knee. You have 15 seconds. You don't have to switch right away. Last 45 seconds of this exercise, and then we get to move on. This next exercise is where if you want to add weight and you have it available, feel free to get that ready. I have a 25 kettlebell. Go ahead and lift it up, switch sides. 25-pound kettlebell. I think that's going to be a little bit on the heavier side for this specific exercise, but I really don't have anything lighter than that weight-wise. So I'm going to use what I have available. You can use a water bottle. I guess I could have used a water bottle too, but I'm going to challenge myself. See how it goes. If I talk through these exercises, it goes by faster. Almost there, 10 seconds. That's it. Great job, team. Go ahead and get water if you need to. Shake out your legs, do the shake dance, do the noodle dance. So I'm going to talk through this next exercise. You can follow along if you want to. If you are going to follow along, before you pick up your weight, I want you to do it without weight. So what we're going to do is a squat. We're going to bring our weight diagonally across our body, squat. As you lift, you're gonna pivot, rotate your hip. You're now off of your toe, or off of your heel, on your toe. Weight goes overhead. Center, squat. Center, adding that rotation. It's important that you lift and rotate your hip and your heel because you don't want to twist while your foot is planted. That's where knee injuries come in. So you want to just make sure you're not rotating that hip while your foot is planted. You want to pick up that heel. Same thing applies. So we're doing 45 seconds, 15-second transition. We're going one side and then we'll switch. So let's get ready. In 10 seconds, we're going to start just for the sake of my timer. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat, center, cross. Squat, center, cross. So I can do it with this weight, but I really need to, oh, I didn't do it right. I didn't cross over. Didn't do the diagonal. I can do it with this weight, but I really have to focus on what I'm doing. Usually a medicine ball is better for this one, but I don't have any medicine balls at home. Last one. Great job. You have a 15-second transition. You can put the weight down. We're doing the same thing on the other side. Let's pick up our weight. 3, 2, so that just means we're squatting to the other side. Drop, pick it up, rotate. We don't really rotate very often, but think what you're mimicking. Putting something in the closet, in the cabinet, right? We do this in real life, but we don't train this rotational movement very often. So it's good that we added it today. Almost there. Have about one more. That's it. That was one. 15-second transition. Heart rate slowly starting to pick up. That was round one. We're doing 2 more of this one. So what's nice is we kind of knock it out of the park and then we can move on. We don't have to come back. Let's pick up our weight. Same thing, squatting, cross, diagonal, cross, diagonal. Almost there, team. Woo, this weight's getting heavy. Time for one more. That's it. Take a second. 15 seconds to be exact. You can walk in a circle. Catch your breath. Don't get too comfortable. We have that on the other side. Here we go. Crossing it over. Pick it up, rotate. Woo! Think of all the times you had to put something in the closet or the cabinet. You had to reach, pick something up off the floor. Yeah, we want to say that we pick it up with perfect form every time, but how many times do you have to pick it up when it's on the side of you? Almost there. 10 seconds. I'm gonna try to get one more here. Woo! That's 2. We have one more, and then we get to move on. So this is the only exercise with weight. We're going down to the floor next. Like I said, if you have a mat, it's definitely gonna come in handy for the rest of this workout. Here we go. Dropping down, cross. Pick it up, rotate. Maybe you started with weight and you've kind of adjusted. You have no weight now. That's okay. You're still moving. Maybe your breaks between reps are slowing down a little bit. Like I said, do what you need to do. Almost there. We have time for about one more. Never fails. They always mow the lawn exactly at class time every week. They're very prompt. All right, here we go. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Cross it over. Together. Pick up that heel. While you get tired, you might be forgetting these little things, right? Almost there. You got this, team. Ten seconds. I'm going to try to get 2 more. 1 more. That's it. Go ahead and put your weight on the side. You don't need it for the rest of this workout. We're making our way down to the floor. We have bird dogs, which means we're just going to hold it for today. But if you can't hold all 45 seconds, I have an option for you. So on all fours, notice hips are not back, right? Hips are over my knees. Wrists in line with shoulders. So option 1, we're going to raise one arm out in front of us. Option 1, you're going to keep that toe on the floor. Or you want to make it a little more difficult, you're going to raise that foot. But notice when I do that, I'm not arching my back, keeping it nice and tight. I'm not dropping my hip to one side, really trying to keep that as level as I can. 45-second hold for a bird dog is a long time. So if you don't hold the whole 45 seconds, don't worry about it. Just drop that foot to the floor. You're still working. You're still engaging those muscles. All right, for the sake of the timer, we're going to start in 15 seconds. How are we doing on time? I think we're okay. We may drop this one to two sets just for the sake of time. 3, 2, 1. Step back. Opposite arm raises. Option to hold. Remember, we don't want to drop our hips. We don't want to rotate. There's a glass of water on our back, and we're going to keep it there. You got this, team. Definitely getting sweaty. Like I said, 45 seconds is a long time for a bird dog. If you want to drop that foot, that's okay. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 15-second transition. If you need to roll out your wrists, this is also a lot on the wrists. You're doing the other side this time. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I like to start with the foot step back and then lift it up. That way I know my hips are ready. Hips are aligned. Sometimes when you swing it up too fast, that's when our alignment kind of gets thrown off a little bit. Pull that belly button up, team. Lifting that arm. I know most of you were probably dropping that arm. We want to keep it near our ear. Five seconds. And release. I have to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever held a bird dog for 45 seconds today. So this was a challenge for me too. New things. All right, team, this is our last one. On this side, at least. Let's pick it up when you're ready. Let's go, 45 seconds. Keep that arm glued to your ear. If you're feeling pain in your lower back, I want you to take it down a notch, put that foot on the floor, and really focus on what you're doing with that lower back, what you're doing with your pelvis. Pelvis should stay in neutral here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I counted extra slow because I started a little early. This is our last bird dog. Before we go into our next exercise, I want to say, yep, it's a plank. So basically we're going to do what we're doing now and just advance it. All right, other side team, let's finish it off. So our next exercise, we're going to be in that plank position again, which means we're going to be using our wrists again. So after this exercise, I want you to roll out your wrists. Give those wrists a break. They're working hard. Squeeze the glutes, team. As you get tired, that's when we start to forget what we're doing. That's when form starts to give out. Don't let it happen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few options here. So what your workout says is a plank with an arm lift. Because of our wrists, I want us to alternate. I don't want us to just hold one. So we're going to alternate raising those arms. We did this the other week. This is our swimming. We're mimicking a swimming movement, raising those arms to your ears. You can drop to those knees. If you drop to your knees, that doesn't mean your hips get to push back. You're still holding that tight core, still holding that plank position. If reaching out in front of your ear, you notice you can't balance, you're wobbling all over the place, go ahead and just tap your shoulder, alternating. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to rest those wrists. We're doing this 3 times through. So if you need to modify, if you need a little bit longer of breaks for those wrists, do what you need to do. Take what I give you and make it your own. We're going to start in 15 seconds, so let's get ready. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip. If you are going to stay on your toes, the wider your legs, the wider the base of support, the little bit easier it's going to be to lift those arms. You didn't hear it from me. All right, here we go. I would rather you widen that base of support and then wobble those hips all over. Lift to your ears. Ideally, we want to shift as little as possible. So that's where that wide base of support will come into play. Control as you lift. Not a lot of jumping around, but hard movements. All right, that's round 1. Get ready, we have 2 more. I know, swimming isn't easy. Fun fact, my dad was a swimmer, and my whole life I knew he was a swimmer, but I didn't really know how good he was. Apparently he was in the Junior Olympics for swimming, but all right, pick it up. Definitely did not transfer over to me. I am not a swimmer. I like to swim recreationally for recreation, but not competitively, that's for sure. You got this, team. Make this your own. If you need to stop, take a break, that's fine. This is challenging. Woo! You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I had to stop a few seconds early. That is a burner for the shoulders. We have 1 more set, 1 more round. We get to give our wrists a break on the next one. You ready? No, they all yell at me. That's okay, you're gonna do it anyway. Let's go. Round 3, last one. Maybe you drop down to your knees for this one. Remember, as you're tired, we want to shift as little as possible. We want to rotate as little as possible. Woo. You have 5 seconds. I had to end early. Fire. Okay, we're just doing side planks. So for the sake of time, we're gonna go right into it. From your forearm, elbow beneath your shoulder. Option 1, you're gonna bring that bottom knee to the floor. Option 2, you're gonna bring your feet apart. Option 3, you're gonna stack. Go ahead and pick it up with me. 45 seconds, all we're doing is holding. So option 1, knees on the floor. Option 2, feet are staggered. Option 3, feet are stacked. Elbow beneath the shoulder, really lift. You don't wanna sink into that shoulder. 45 seconds for a side plank is a long time. So if you need to take a break, maybe do as long as you can. That's okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's do the other side. Woo, way to go, everybody. Remember, you do have that 15-second transition. And let's pick it up in 3, 2, 1. Option 1, knees to the floor, top legs extended. 2, legs are staggered. 3, legs are stacked. Chest should be facing me. Hips, so your hips or your headlights should be facing me. So you shouldn't be turning towards the floor. Maybe take it back 1 level. If you are turning towards the floor, pushing away from the floor with your shoulder. Almost there. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds over to the other side. How are we doing on time? I think we can do this 3 times through. Let me check after this round. How many more exercises do we have to go through? I want to respect your time. Go ahead and pick it up. So I don't want to go over, but I do want to go through all of the exercises. So because we do both sides, right and left, it takes a little bit longer. Keep those hips up, team. Deep breaths. Oh, the music stopped. I'll get it in 15 seconds when this side is over. 10 seconds. You got it. We got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. I'm going to get that music for you. A little bit of motivation. Hopefully. Okay, team, you have the other side in 5 seconds. Let's go, pick it up. Look at that timing. No more plank movements next. We are gonna keep with the core theme here for our swimming workout though. So we're gonna stay on the floor for the next one. We're going into Russian twists. You have 15 seconds. Push away from the floor with your shoulders. It's important. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job, everyone. Get some water if you need to. We have Russian twists next. So we're going to keep our feet on the floor. I want you to try your best to not let your hip or feet come off the floor. I know you're always doing it with your feet off, but today I challenge you to keep your feet on the floor, and instead I want you to lean back as far as you can. So instead of trying to make it harder by lifting your feet, I want you to make it harder by leaning back as far as you can. We're going to follow our hands as we rotate side to side. Let's get ready. We're gonna start this in 10 seconds. 3 rounds, 45 seconds of Russian twists. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Rotate. Eyes are following. Remember, you wanna lean back as far as you can. Way to go, everybody. I am going to challenge you for the last 15 seconds. Can you lean back a little bit further? That's it, that's time. 15 seconds before we go into the next one. Great job, everyone. What I'm gonna do for our next 3 exercises, I'm gonna combine them because they kind of go together anyway. All right, team, here we go. Side to side, Russian twists, hands and elbows, trying to lean back as far as you can, feet on the floor. Wow, this is a good core workout. As a coach, I write a lot of my own workouts. So it's rare for somebody else to write a workout for me. And I've actually really been enjoying it for the last 4 weeks because it makes me do things that I don't like to do. All right, that's 2. We have 1 more. Dance it out. 45 seconds. Take a deep breath. Feet on the floor. Let's go. Russian twist. So for this last round, now that we got the movement, if you want to, and you have a strong back, you're not worried about that at all, you can start to pick up the speed a little bit. Just don't hold your breath. Almost there. Ten seconds. Less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, team. We're going into IYWs, but we're going to be laying on our tummy. I just did like... I just did, you know, when a dog walks in a circle before they go to bed. That's kind of what I just did. I didn't mean to do that, but all right. We're gonna lay on the floor. Eyes are looking down at the floor. So if you're watching me, go ahead and prop yourself up with your forearms. Maybe you're getting some water, but try not to strain your neck by looking up at me. So while we're doing these exercises, I want you to avoid looking at me so you're not straining your neck. But right now you can prop yourself up. That's okay. Eyes are looking down at the floor. We're gonna start with an I. So thumbs are up, eyes are down. We're gonna raise. That's our I. Then we're going into a T. Thumb is up. Raising to the side, T. W, we're making a 90-degree angle with our elbows and our shoulders. Palms are down this time. And then we're raising from here. So we have 45 seconds, 15 seconds to switch. I'm gonna move my mat just because my T doesn't quite fit with the wall, which means I'm probably gonna have to adjust this a little bit. We're starting with our I, so let's make our way down to the floor. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. Remember, you want eyes on the floor. You have a pillow, you can put your forehead on your pillow just to make it more comfortable. Thumbs are up. We're gonna start in 15 seconds. Arms by your ears, so we're making an I in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Don't worry about how many you're getting. This is a difficult exercise. Really takes a lot of shoulder mobility as well. Almost there. 15 seconds. We're going to go into that T. 3, 2, 1. If you're going to look up, you can prop yourself up. You have 15 seconds. Get a little cobra in there, a mini cobra. While we're at it, you can stretch out those abs that we just worked so hard. In 3, 2, 1, T. Control, try not to swing the weight. Ooh, feel the burn. Five seconds, let's get 1, 2 more maybe. Relax, you can go into that mini cobra if you wanna stretch. Maybe you wanna stretch out your shoulders, you can sit back in child's pose, that's also an option. We have our W next. So we have a 90-degree angle with both our shoulder and our elbows. And let's begin. Use those swimming muscles. In 10 seconds. Okay, team, take a break. I'm just gonna double check that we don't have another one. Oh, we do. Okay, team, for the sake of time, we're just gonna go through each of those one time, but we did 3 of them, right? And we're gonna finish off with some hip extension. So we're still in that prone position. We're still on our bellies. This time, we're gonna lift. Hip extension, so we're lifting our foot off the floor. So I want you to think about lifting from the glutes. Try to avoid lifting from the back. Again, eyes are down to the floor. If you want to use your heads or your hands, you can rest your head on your hands or your arms. Let's go ahead and alternate. I think we'll have time. We'll have time to do 2 rounds of alternating. So let's get started in 1 second. Let's go. Eyes down to the floor. Just lifting. So if you've ever done swimmers, it's basically what you would do in a swimmer, but except we're taking away the arms. We just work the arms, right? So we're just doing the lower part of it. Squeeze with the glutes. Doesn't need to be a huge lift. If you're trying to focus on how high your leg is lifting, that's not a priority right now. We're just focusing on what we're lifting from. Last one. Okay, team, that was round 1. We're gonna do 1 more, alternating, like you're doing swimmers, right? Just with the lower part, just the lower body. And let's get started. 2, 1, lift it up. I'm using my hands as a little pillow for my forehead, so I don't have to strain my neck, but I can still breathe. Way to go, everybody. We have about 10 seconds. We're almost done with this workout, team. You're gonna do the rest of your triathlon. So you have running and biking with David and Hannah for the rest of this week. Go ahead and sit back into your child's pose, team. We did it. We're done. And we made it just in good timing too. Just enough time to get that stretch in before you leave. Let's shift our weight forward. Bring 1 foot forward. This time I want you to focus on rolling that hip under. Maybe you can shift just 2 inches. Sometimes it's those workouts that are, you underestimate that are always the hardest, right? I'm not gonna lie, I did underestimate this workout just a little bit. I looked at it beforehand. Thought, oh, it's okay. A lot of it is on the floor, some floor work. It's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Switching sides if you did not already. And let's go ahead and stand it up, team. I want you to link your fingers together, round through your spine, tuck your chin into your chest. Thank you all so much for participating. Are any of you just here because of summer games? Never taken a bodyweight boot camp with me before? You can use the little reactions. You don't have to comment, or you can use the chat box.